What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 10 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. We are back to 2 videos a day, just a little bit different this time because of the fact that I'm going to be using my rental teams at the later video and other people's in the morning, just because the later videos got better views and like, I kind of want my videos to do a little bit better, and I don't think that that's a bad thing. So starting things off, we are using Zygarde as we continue to work our way through using all the restricteds. This is a really cool Perish team built by James Baek, with the main idea that you can use Zygarde to trap things in with 1,000 arrows and 1,000 waves, and then set up for a Primarina endgame with Perish Song. So overall, a fairly bulky Zygarde. It does have power construct, so as you take some damage, you do have that ability to transform, which is obviously going to be very helpful. On top of just trapping with Zygarde, you also do have Gothatelle with that shadow tag, and the safety goggles to avoid being put to sleep or being redirected, with Fake Out, Taunt, Skill Swap, and Protect. I think that's a really cool tech, particularly that skill swap, because of the fact that if you do need to switch out Gothatelle, you can still swap that shadow tag onto something, or even cycle it with Incineroar in order to keep getting regular Intimidates while your opponents are trapped in there. We do have a pretty interesting, actually, Incineroar, in and of the fact that it has Protect. I feel like that's not something you see every day, and so I'm hoping that that plays a big role. It also is a fairly fast Incineroar, meaning you are going to be able to hit your opponent usually before they're able to hit into you. So hopefully that can show up in today's video. Pretty standard Rillaboom, not really much to say here. Like I said, Primarina mainly there for Perish Song. It also does have Flip Turn in order to pivot out after dealing some big damage, and obviously Moonblast for coverage. And finally the Silvally Steel type. I've never really used it. I know he mentioned it's really great, particularly for the Xerneas matchup, so excited to see how that goes. It also does have Imprison, which I think can be interesting to one, stop protects, and also potentially stop something like a U-turn from a Pokemon that wants to pivot out against Gothatelle. So we do have the code on the screen. I'll make sure to include the Pokepaste in the description. And with that, let's just get rocking and rolling and move into the first game. Alright, battle number 1, and it is a Yveltal team. It is Yveltal, Incineroar with Landorus, Regieleki, Amoonguss, and Stakataka. So this is really good for Goth. Gothatelle, I think Gothatelle and Zygarde is really a powerful combo here, being able to lock in pretty much anything and go for big damage, while nothing really threatens too much onto Zygarde. Other than that, I do I like Primarina? Primarina is nice for really just Yveltal. But what is anything else really doing? Incin, yeah, I mean, nothing really feels good here. I could bring I like Primarina. I'm going to go with it. I think just potentially having good damage into stuff is important. And then we do have Parting Shot with Incin. So I think the option of going for that is going to be really huge. I'm assuming Gothatelle will outspeed most variants of Incin, so we can use that to our advantage. I think trapping in stuff is going to be hugely important, especially given the fact that we can knock stuff down with Zygarde and then potentially pivot out Gothatelle in order to use the secondary to use 1,000 waves, 1,000 arrows, whatever one keeps people in. So lead, we will see Amoonguss next to Incineroar. So this is a pretty good option. We do have the very easy Fake Out as well as 1,000 waves. Do we have Taunt? Oh, we have Taunt on Gothatelle. So that's actually perfect. We have Taunt, so they can't really stop that. I still would like to Fake Out here and go for... Let's go for 1,000 waves. This will get good damage onto them. And it guarantees that if we need to switch out Goth, we have that option. We also do get a Fake Out onto Amoonguss. That's really great. Revealing the Rocky Helmet. So that's a little bit scary, but 1,000 waves going to come out. They potentially could Parting Shot. Parting Shot is an option, but... Actually, I don't know if they can... Yeah, they can still escape with Parting Shot. Yeah. So we are going to see Parting Shot, which is fine with me. We will do a little bit of damage onto them. And we do know that for later. So we do have that option of going for Taunt if they choose to switch out. The question now is, how do I beat this Amoonguss? Because I didn't really plan for that. We can Taunt it and then go for a swap. We will see Yveltal come in. What? Sack Goth to Taunt into Amoonguss. Let's taunt into Amoonguss and knock to the ground. So the main question though is, can we KO, or can we survive a hit from Yveltal with Goth? We will see. Okay, perfect. It's just a Snarl, which is great because that means Goth is going to survive. We will be able to taunt into this Amoonguss, so it can't go for any sort of trapping option. We do, yep, we at least knock down the, what's it called? The Yveltal, so we can trap it in and switch into Primarina. Yeah, we can switch into Primarina pretty safely. We aren't really doing much damage with Zygarde, but I think that that's fine. We do have a free swap here, as well as a 1,000 waves, because you're not able to switch out this turn. So we can use that to lock people in. Amoonguss has to go for an attack. The fear is Sludge Bomb, right? You very well could Sludge Bomb into the Primarina slot, which is something to be wary of. As we will see just the Oblivion Wing come out into Zygarde. That's fine. You will trigger Big Boy mode, so we can at least deal with you there. We also do have the option of just going for Parasong. We could Parasong. That's actually an option too. Depending on... We will see a Pollen Puff into Primarina. So Primarina is going to eat that up. I actually don't see a reason... Oh, wait. Power Construct. Okay, so Power Construct won't trigger here. I actually like Parasong. I think Parasong is fine. I'm going to just go for... I'm going to crunch into Amoonguss just with the chance of flinching it. I think this is a little bit ambitious, but yeah, if you're going for Snarl, that's not really going to matter. It did a lot. That actually did way more than I would have liked it to, but I think that that's still fine. Crunch is going to come out. Just a little bit of chip there. Oh yeah, you are Rocky Helmet. That is that's actually really bad. I forgot that it was a Rocky Helmet. As Pollen Puff is going to come in, and it's just okay. So it's just going to heal the Zygarde. I mean, not the Zygarde. The Yveltal. So we will trigger Power Construct, and we can very easily double protect this next turn to stall out a turn of Parasong, and then we can go for like a taunt, or not a taunt. We do have the option of flip turning out. We do have to keep Zygarde in, or potentially pivot out into Gothatelle. So, oh wow, I recovered so much HP. Jesus Christ. We have a very easy double protect on both of these slots. I just want to make sure that we can, because if we can get rid of Yveltal Amoonguss, that means you have Instant in the back, which Zygarde can beat, and we should be in a good spot overall. Primarina is still very healthy. We haven't even triggered our Citrus Berry, so that's really good for us. You're just going for Snarl. Interesting, no Oblivion Wing, as we will see a Spore into Zygarde. That does make sense. What we could do is what? Swap into Goth. What? Parasong is 2. Flip turn here. Let's go for a 1,000 waves. Yeah, because then that lets me bring out Goth. So Goth can go for a protect. Yeah, Gothatelle can protect to KO these two, and then it's instant and whatever you have in the back. As 1,000 arrows will fire off. Some good chip onto Yveltal. Oh, I was gonna say definitely a crit there. We will. Oh, we are faster with Primarina. So that's really good to know. But we do have a free swap into Goth. So Goth can just go for a protect to finish off the last turn of Perish. And I probably, what? Switching into Incineroar? Oh, sick! You attacked into Safety Goggles. Okay, that's great for me. I think Incineroar is the most expendable of whatever I have left. So we can protect here, and then use Zygarde to swap into Incin, right? I can't see you KOing Incin this turn. You probably are going to try to put Zygarde to sleep, but that's fine because then we can cycle Intimidates onto your Incineroar. But the big question, I mean, the big question still is, what do you have in the back? I don't necessarily think... I mean, what? If it's Regieleki, then that's fine, because obviously you can't really do anything to me. But if it's something else, like, it can be scary. We also do have the ability to skill swap and make it so Incineroar is the trapper and also fire off a second Perish Song. I mean, not Perish Song, a second Intimidate. So we will see. Yep. So Fake Out is, I mean, the Spores can come out onto Incin. We will have a Moongus go down as well as Yveltal. And so the question now is, what? We know you have Incineroar. Incineroar is not going to like, what is it called? Incineroar is not going to like Primarina or Zygarde. And the question still though is, what is your last option? We also can just go for another Perish Song, but let's see what it is. It is going to be Land. Okay, so Landorus is actually scary. Landorus actually has the ability to do quite a bit of work. I want to skill swap onto my Incin. Go for a Perish Song here. Zygarde, I think, has the option of dealing with this Lando. I think it's going to be close. I think skill swap failed. Okay, that's unfortunate. Snarl is going to come out from the Incin onto Goth. We still have Zygarde. Zygarde does have the option of protecting. I potentially want to, swap into Primarina? Swapping into Primarina, I think, is a little bit risky. I'm going to swap into Primarina, actually. I did that right. Yeah, let's swap into Primarina for Goth, because that gives us Fake Out pressure. I want to protect. I want to protect for extra recovery against Landorus. You could call the swap, but that's actually really good for me because then that gives me just the option to go for, Fake Out and then do damage into you. We will see an Earth Power, sick, into Zygarde, and yep, okay, so it will be a Snarl, which is fine with me. Primarina is going to take a little bit of chip. We do have a Citrus Berry there, so still a little bit concerning, but what we can do now is we do have the ability to double up into the Lando slot. So what we can do is we can flip turn here and knock to the ground. Let's go for 1,000 arrows. Right, you can only pick one target with Lando. It is going to be Sludge Bomb into Primarina. I'm guessing you are expecting to see what is it called? A Perish Song. So that's fine. We can hopefully KO this Incin. That wasn't supposed to happen. You were supposed to get KO'd and not have a berry. So this is okay. This is a little tricky, but we do have Fake Out with Goth. So what? I can call the obvious Protect. That's an option, right? I know you switch moves, so I know you're not Scarf. You're probably Life Orb, and I mean probably you are Life Orb. Protect is very obvious. Oh, this is tricky because of the fact that I don't KO. I'm gonna still go for it. I'm gonna go for 1,000 waves here. I think if we can KO the Incin here, if we KO Incin, which we should, right? It is very close. And no Protect, which is really good for me. That lets me go for 1,000 arrows. The question, though, is are we picking up the knockout onto Incin? We will pick it up onto Incin, so that's perfect. I still would like to... What? I still want to double Protect. Just because I am afraid of... Actually, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to skill swap onto Lando, and I'm going to go for a Protect. That way, I want to reduce your damage output as much as possible. I don't really want to chance Yeah, I don't want to chance something picking up the knockout, so I'm assuming you Earth Power. Yep, into Zygarde. So by skill swapping, we will make it so your damage is significantly less. Yeah, so we will have Sheer Force. You also will take Life Orb Recoil, so that's really great. And at this point, we are single target. We are over half, so we can go for a taunt to stop any sort of protect, and then let's go for a single target 1,000 arrows. This should pick up the knockout, barring some kind of freak. There still is the chance for a crit. 183. Okay, down to 104. So we can very comfortably take another one. I think knocking off or skill swapping was a good option, just to kind of remove any sort of extra damage and make it so, like, if there was a crit, it might have picked up the knockout. But overall, good first game. I'm really glad we got to utilize Perish Song. I think everyone expects late game Perish Song to be such a big thing, but early Perish Song is also really huge. So utilizing that was super cool, and I'm really glad that we were able to do well with this in the first battle. But like I said, overall, really good first battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is going to be a Groudon team. It is Incineroar, Urshifu, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Volcarona, Groudon, and Tornadus. So I have to assume that's Urshifu Dark. So Primarina is really big here. What is Goth speed? That's going to be really important. Goth is 97, so we will lose to Rillaboom on the speed tie. But I really like Goth. I really like Primarina. I really like Incin, and I really like Zygarde. Do I need Goth? Is Rillaboom better? I could do Rillaboom Primarina with Incin Zygarde. I think that makes the most sense. Having Moonblast on Primarina, yeah, let's go with this. Zygarde, has the option to switch in. The main thing to be worried about, in my mind, there's a lot, is probably actually Urshifu Dark. I think Urshifu Dark, just dealing so much damage, is the scariest thing. I'm not super worried about Rillaboom. I'm not worried about Incin. Volk depends on the set. Groudon can be very... I mean, this entire team can be very scary. I'm literally going through every Pokemon. I'm like, this can be really scary. Not helpful. So let's see. But I think trading Trapping for Rillaboom hopefully is a good call. We are fairly offensive. Okay, so it is going to be Torn. Okay, Torn Groudon I can live with, because of the fact that we do have we scare away. We do scare away. You're probably going to be okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fake out here, and I'm gonna flip turn here as well, with the idea that we can pivot into Incin, go for a second fake out, and go for Grassy Glide onto Groudon, just to prevent it from doing any sort of shenanigans. We also can potentially swap into Zygarde, depending on what they switch in. If they protect Groudon, though, this is actually bad, because that means that I am stuck in with both of these and have to manually switch. But not the worst thing in the world, because then they'll see where I'm trying to go. As we will see, okay, perfect. We do see just a swap from Groudon. It is going to be... It is Volcarona, so this is really scary because of this fact that that happened. That's why that's really scary. That's really bad. That is really bad. Flip turn can also be burned. Please no Flame Body. Thank God. I want to bring out Zygarde. I think Zygarde is going to be really helpful here, being able to knock stuff down. We don't have any... I'm pretty sure neither of these are contact moves, so that's really helpful. We do... No, I don't want to... I can't stay in versus what's it called? A Volcarona. So I'm going to hard swap into I'm going to hard swap into Incin, because we have Flare Blitz, and then I'm going to go for 1,000 arrows. I think this just is going to be the most beneficial. This is going to be just really tricky because of the fact that, they have Tailwind and the fact that we're burned on Rillaboom. And Rillaboom really was our main answer into Groudon. But, I mean, it's not over. We still have Perish Song. Zygarde is in a pretty good spot. Trapping in Volcarona could have actually been really nice, but I think it's fine. We do have Grassy Terrain as well as Leftovers, so we are recovering quite a bit of health back. So there is a good chance that we are just going to hang out on the field for a while with Zygarde. So let's kind of see. We also get a nice Intimidate, you know, onto the two very physical threats of Tornadus and... Oh! That was not expected. Okay. That did a lot of damage. That did a lot of damage. That did way too much damage. But, what? Heat Wave... Okay, Heat Wave should put me into big boy range. Which is great. That did really good damage. That's actually really great. We will be giving Torn Grassy Terrain recovery, though, which is unfortunate. But are we still going to transform? I think we might. Or we might... Are we just out of range? Okay, no. That's perfect. We are going to transform, because that would have actually been really bad if we didn't. Because that would have meant that Icy Wind potentially could have knocked me out. Whereas now we are going to... Wow, this animation is so wild. We have so much HP now. Jeez. We have a very free fake out here, as well as... We can go for 1,000 waves. I don't see Volcarona doing much. Volcarona could switch out into Groudon, but at the same time, like, you're really not going to do much from there. That lets me pivot out into potentially Rillaboom to bring back Ensign for the Intimidate, because you will be trapped in, and we can really use that to our advantage to, like, slowly chip away. I do have to be really wary, though, of this Tornadus. That Icy Wind did a ton of damage, like way more than I felt comfortable with, and to the point where it's just like that's like the big threat. But we are gonna see no swaps, and they're just gonna stay in, which is great, because this means Struggle Bug not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna do anything, but special attack, not really a big deal. And so what happens now is 1,000 Waves is going to come out. I want actually Volcarona to live, which this is perfect. Okay, that's not perfect. We are going to see an Iapapa Berry. Okay, Double Berry. So that's That's Wiki Berry. We should KO. Okay, actually, let's think. We ended... How did we lose so much HP? 220. So we actually took a pretty decent chunk from them. So there's 2 turns of Sun left. So what I want to actually do is... Parting Shot here. 1,000 Waves. I could have actually protected in 1,000 Waves. That would have actually been the ideal play. How much am I going to take? 220 down to 132. Okay, so we can survive another one very comfortably. This is fine, because this will let me actually pivot out Incineroar into... Oh, no. Okay, that was not what I should have done. I needed to double KO this turn, because that would have forced out Groudon to reset the Sun before... was necessary. Yeah, that's fine. We have Rillaboom. Fake out into... Yeah, we fake out into Torn, because Torn is the less valuable option right now. I mean, Torn is the priority. Volcarona, if it KOs Rillaboom, it KOs Rillaboom. I think that's fine. You shouldn't be able to KO Zygarde. This is tricky. This is really tricky. But what? We do have torn at -1. And so we are recovering a fair bit of HP back on Tornadus. So I'm going to go for a fake out here, as well as a second 1,000 arrows. This should be a double KO. So we do have the option of Perish Song. As we will see no protect once again. I'm guessing you're going to KO my Rillaboom, right? Okay, so you're going to go for Heat Wave. This should KO Rillaboom. Rillaboom goes down. That's fine with me. Zygarde, that's bad. That is really bad. That's bad. That's really bad. That's fine. That's fine. Because we have Perish endgame. We have Perish endgame at this point. We are up 3-2. We know Groudon can't swap. Yeah, that's. I wish I should have done that one turn earlier. We are going to lose Grassy Terrain, so we are going to be not actually gaining anything back. Yeah, that burn. Yep, no more grass. Unless they have Rillaboom. If they have Rillaboom, that's really great. I would like to bring out Primarina here. Groudon next to what? Next to Incin. Okay, that's fine. I still want to protect. I want to protect, and I want to swap into Incin, and then go for a Perish Song and a Fake Out onto their Groudon. And I think that should wrap it up, right? I could just go for a Perish Song. I'm going to do this. I still have a Figgy Berry. We should be able to take a Precipice Blades, especially at -1. Right? You should fake out into Zygarde. Because of the fact that there is the sun up, like, you could be worried about Primarina. But that's fine, because even if you do, right, like, we can fake out into Groudon the next turn. So as long as they don't crit Precipice Blades, we should be fine. That's actually the big fear, is we are going to see a fake out onto Primarina. So less than ideal. And P-Blades will double connect onto... Was that a double crit? That definitely had to be a crit on Incin. That wasn't a crit on Incin? Alright, well, I'm going to assume that that's banded Groudon. Like, we will live, but we will go down to the Flare Blitz. Unless we, what, KO Incid? Nope. Not even close. That's really frustrating. I mean, Precipice Blades is that way for a reason. I'm gonna go for 1,000 arrows. You could just continually miss. What was the out there? I should have protected Primarina. Yeah, if I had protected Primarina, it wouldn't have mattered. Primarina is the slowest thing on the field. I have to assume that that's banded Groudon. I feel like that's the only thing that makes sense in this scenario based on how much damage that did. I mean, you also did crit Primarina. Please let me see your team. Survey says... Can I see it? No. Alright, well, still, I think it was a good showing. Definitely a little bit unfortunate, but that just kind of is the way it is. And let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. Alright, last battle of the day, and it is Calyrex Ice, which is exactly what you want to see as a Zygarde person. It is Urshifu, I'm assuming water. Calyrex Ice, Incin, Mimikyu, Celesteela, and Tapu Fini. I like Silvally here. The issue is if it's Urshifu Water. So what I could do is Silvally Rillaboom. Incin. Is there a reason to bring Zygarde? Zygarde handles Celesteela. Primarina. What does Primarina do? Primarina has Perish Song. Let's do that. Let's leave behind Zygarde on this one. I don't think it's necessarily the best option. I'm still thinking about that last battle and what could have gone differently. Yeah, I don't think Zygarde makes sense to bring here. Like, Calyrex Ice is too big of a threat. We can't KO it, and it can very easily KO us back. So I don't really want to give it that opportunity. And so I'm hoping having everything else can kind of help us out. Primarina is super bulky and can set up Perish Song if it wants to go for something. Okay, Urshifu Dark. Urshifu Dark, not what I wanted. This is bad. What's nice is Primarina is really good here. So what I can do is I'm gonna do this. I expect you to target Inarilla. Right? I expect Rilla to be your priority more than Silvally. I'm hoping that they're just like, what does Silvally do? And leaves me alone. So I can bring out Primarina safely and then threaten big damage onto their Urshifu. As we will see, okay, just to protect, that's fine. That's actually even better. We don't get the U-turn off, which is unfortunate, which means that they can potentially... we will see a Flare Blitz. Please go into Primarina. That looks like it's going into Silvally. Into Primarina. I love to see that. That did more than I would have liked, in all honesty. We can reveal we don't have Zygarde. Swap into Incin. I'm going to swap into Incin and go for a Moonblast on Urshifu. I think Urshifu is the way bigger threat right now. And if we can get rid of that... So we know it's not banded. So it definitely is Focus Sash, so that's fine. We can, if we get this Moonblast off, we are going to just be able to fake out the subsequent turn. I'm guessing you close combat into Incin. Yep. Please live. Thank you for that -1. We love to see that. This will bring you down to Sash with Primarina. That also triggers our Berry. So what we can do the subsequent turn is fake out into Urshifu and then go for a... Okay. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I was going to say, we could go for a fake out and then flip turn to cycle out, but that might change. I would very much love for this Urshifu to not be Focus Sash, but it definitely is. As it is going to be Tapu Fini. So this is interesting. We do have Protect on... What? Okay, so it's Fini, and then we know it's Calyrex in the back. So this is actually a fine swap-in into Rillaboom. Oh, why couldn't you have... I really wish this Primarina had Aqua Jet right now. I'm going to bring out Rillaboom here, and then... I'm just going to go for a Moonblast into Urshifu. I don't expect it to work. You could Wicked Blow. What? You could Wicked Blow here. We are going to see just a straight swap into Calyrex. That's fine. That's fine. We will get a little bit of chip damage. We can cycle Intimidates, which is really huge, right? Because we now... What? We bring out Rilla. That's going to change the terrain. We could set up a Perish Song. We could Perish Song. Scald comes out into Rilla. No burn. Why are you just getting burned, Rillaboom? Please stop. Oh, that's really bad. I could fake out Perish Song. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fake out into Calyrex. I'm gonna go for a Perish Song here. Just with the idea that I don't want Calyrex staying in, and I kind of want to force a lot of switching. Okay, we are gonna see a swap out. This should be into Incineroar. Yep, we are going to see Incineroar come out. That's also fine with me. We don't have Protect on Rillaboom. That would have been really nice. We will at least get a fake out onto this Calyrex, which is great, as we fire off a Perish Song here. So that's going to severely limit how much time you are allowed to stay in. We do have Silvally in the back, so what we can do actually is we can swap into Incin. We can swap into Incin and then flip turn the Incin. Or we can swap into Incin and then flip turn their Incin to get in our Silvally and kind of force out that way. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna bring out Incin here, and then we are going to go for a flip turn onto this Incin, because that should give us the ability to significantly weaken their Calyrex. The swap into Incin is really obvious though, so there is a chance that they just go for a just high horsepower into that slot, but I think it's fine to take that chance. We will see. Okay, perfect. A swap out, most likely into Tapu Fini. That's great with me, because then I can bring out I can bring out potentially Silvally. Let's see, you might Parting Shot. Okay, it's just going to be a straight Flare Blitz, which is even better. Incin is getting kind of low, but we do have Protect, and I think that isn't something that should be underestimated. Flip turn, Jesus Christ. That did nothing. I do have Incin out right now. I'm going to bring out Silvally. I can swap into Rilla. Protect Silvally. Swap into Rilla here. Protect Silvally. And then what I can try to do is attack into... I can fake out Incin and then attack into the Fini slot. I don't have good damage onto this Incin, but I mean, I think it's fine because both of us are really passive in terms of our damage. This burn though on Rilla is so bad. It's so bad. You could call it, and okay, we are going to see the Scald into Rilla. Luckily, I cannot be burned again, so that tells me you didn't call. Okay, you're going to go for a Parting Shot, so that's great. You are forced to switch out. Right, you have to switch out your Incin. Your Perish count is on 1. Yeah, your Perish count's on 1 for Incin. So I have a free U-turn into the slot, as well as a multi-attack onto Tapu Fini. If you bring out Urshifu, that's awesome. Or you could stay in. I'm fine to trade one of these for getting rid of an Incineroar, which you can't really afford to do because of the fact that, yeah, okay, so we are going to see this. Please be it has to be Calyrex. Yeah, it's going to be Calyrex. That's what makes the most sense. I could have very easily actually attacked into that slot, and I don't think that would have been an issue. We will multi-attack unfortunately, into Fini. It's good damage. I'll take that. Are you Weakness Policy? Take that crit after that burn. We are going to see a Weakness Policy, so I'm going to actually bring out Fini, predicting that... I mean, not Fini. I'm going to bring out Primarina, expecting you to Scald into that slot. right? Because that makes the most sense. We can then pressure with Silvally. Yeah, we are going to see the Scald. I think... Oh, into the Silvally slot. That's fine. We can swap into Ensign, and then we could just double up. Honestly, I feel fine to double up the Calyrex slot. Or just hit Perish Song and say, hey, if you want to get your boost, that's fine. I'm going to do this, actually. I think Silvally is max attack. So this should do a significant chunk. Not significant enough. Is Primarina fast? Nice. Primarina is faster than Calyrex, so that's great, right? Calyrex is gone, which is a huge threat out of the way. Rillaboom is, I mean, not Rillaboom. Urshifu is down to its Sash, so we do have a way of dealing with that. We threaten really big damage onto Tapu Fini with Silvally, so I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about setting up this Perish endgame, especially just given how much HP Primarina has left, as you are going to bring out Urshifu. So I'm just going to go for a Moonblast here, and then Urshifu is the most expendable at this point. You're not going to be able... I mean, not Urshifu. Rilla is the most expendable. I just need to KO... I think if we can KO Urshifu, that's game, because we have Perish Song. And the damage output's going to be lacking. Rilla holds on, which is potentially really clutch, because that will let me fake out into their Ensign, as we will see Calm Mind on their Fini. So not 100% over, but we will be able to force Perish at this point. Right? Because we can fake out onto... We can fake out onto their Ensign that comes in, and then we can Perish Song, and then it's still... What? It still isn't over. We aren't necessarily... Especially, yeah, because Rilla is super, super low. We do have Fake Out, though. Fake Out pressure is always nice. Yeah, I think we have to Perish in this endgame. We have to Fake Out Ensign and Perish Song, and then hope that we can outlast this Fini to win. Which is fine. We have Silvally, so I think that's fine. So I'm going to click this button, and I'm going to go for a Fake Out onto your Incineroar. Perfect. We get that off. We will see a Dazzling Gleam. That's going to KO Rilla, but Primarina is going to hold on fairly well, and then we can fire off this Perish Song, and that should... I think that should wrap up the game, because then we can bring out our Ensign. Our Ensign can Fake Out into their Primarina, I mean into their Tapu Fini, and we can just deal damage into their Incineroar, and then... yeah, it's fine. Count goes to 3. We do have Silvally in the back, so we bring out Ensign here. Ensign lets us go for... Oh yeah, because we can Parting Shot. Yeah, that's fine. We Parting Shot or Flip Turn out into Silvally against their Incineroar, and then we Fake Out into their Tapu Fini, and that will let me... So we Flip Turn here, and then we go for Fake Out onto Tapu Fini. And that should wrap it up, right? Because that's going to do that. That's perfect. Flare Blitz is going to come out. It shouldn't do that much into... Oh yeah, into Primarina. It's going to do nothing. You are going to take a little bit of recoil from that. That lets me Flip Turn here. Some good damage overall. Guarantee that Primarina will not stay in to hear the rest of the Perish Song. That lets me bring out Silvally. Protect Silvally, sacrifice Ensign, bring out Primarina on count hit 0. Yep, count goes to 2. So I can just protect Silvally here. Oh, I have protect on Ensign. I can just double protect here. And then, yeah, just go for an attack and then have Perish Counts. Because, yeah, Perish Counts are going to go to 1 this turn. I can then deal damage. Unless they have something in the back. Did I just completely miss that? No, we KO'd Urshifu and we KO'd Calyrex Ice. I'm like waiting for some kind of secret Pokemon in the back. And it looks like there's going to be some internet issues. So overall, really fun games. I'm glad we got to show off Perish Song really well. Definitely make sure to check out James. He makes really good content. He's an incredible battler. Like I said, it's been a lot of fun to use his team. And until next